My full name is Sarai de Carmen Gallo. I'm 17, and I identify myself as I don't know, like funny, like I love school, and uh, like an academic person, which like a sporty side. I was born in Mexico, in Jalisco, and my mom and my dad had previously crossed the border, and he took my mom with him, but my dad already had his papers, and he took my mom illegally. And then when they came back to Mexico, they had my brother and my sister, and my mom was like in the process of like gaining a residency and all that stuff. And when she had her court date in Tijuana, she was pregnant with me, and she couldn't attend. So the government took um, they said like she couldn't file for a year, and then she filed again after I was born, and then we put in our paperwork, and the chances of it were really low because like normally they only give it to one person or the other, like the mom or the child, and it was between two people filed, like two families filed that day. It was me and another family member, and me and my mom got our papers, but our other friends and family they didn't. It was hard because my parents had to they had to stay in Mexico. So my brother and my sister, who are like born citizens, they're both born in San Jose, California. So they're both U.S. citizens, and they had to like go to school and learn Spanish here in Mexico. And I still didn't. Like we still had to live 2 years after I was born over there. The biggest struggle for now it was like me and my brother and my sister was the language barrier. And my parents, my mom too, like my dad had a job, but my mom had to be a stay-at-home mom, and so she couldn't really do anything to help my dad with the income and stuff because there was that language barrier between her job, like her and the like any job. So she had to like work on like low-income jobs, and like she was a crosswalk at like one of our elementary schools, and they were like hard-working jobs. I think it would have to be like the whole like now that I'm like going into school, and then they ask me for like my like paperwork and stuff, and it's like, oh, like I'm just like you guys, like I've been here for all my life, but then they're like, oh, what's your residence, like your residence card, like your green card number, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, like it's little things like that like I don't apply for almost like some of the scholarships too. I have residency here and like all of those scholarships, but not like all of them. Like if I was a born citizen. It's been a little bit easier because we do have our papers, but like sometimes when we do have to like go all travel, like they kind of like question us because my sister and my brother are citizens. But other than that, we've had I have to say that I've been blessed that we have the opportunity to have our papers, and I don't have all the perks as a citizen, as of a U.S. citizen, because I don't get to vote and stuff like that. But I mean, I do have the perks of getting like in-state tuition and stuff like that. So, yeah. I do want to. I want to apply once I turn 18. They told us that if my mom would have applied like before I turn 18, I automatically get naturalized. But since like my mom hasn't says that like it's harder for her now with like learning all the stuff like for the test, that it would be easier for me to just become a citizen by myself after. I feel like it has to be something that I want, like that I have to do, because for my future, like I want to be a nurse and I want to be able to work in Mexico and in the United States. But if I go back to Mexico, I lose my residency if I stay there too long. Growing up as an immigrant, it was always different because like they would like my friends, they would travel and stuff, and like they would miss school for certain days, and I would, like, the days I missed school was to renew my green card, to do passport, like, stuff. And it's like, oh, like, they didn't never understood it. They never understood, like, why I was different with my papers. And like, I have family members who don't have papers, and it's like that constant, like, are they gonna be taken today? Are they gonna make it another day? Especially with, like, all the new laws coming up, and it's scary sometimes.